Hi guys, my name is Debbie and I am super excited to tell you guys today about the Samura Blacksmith knife collection. So the knives come in this beautiful dark red package and they are wrapped in a very unique, I would say, cloth wrapping. So I think that this cloth wrapping really gives the aesthetic presentation of the knives just more, depth. So there are 3 knives in the collection. Here we have the Santoku knife. This is the most prominent knife, I would say, in the collection. And as you can see, it is quite wide and it has this U shape to it. The next knife in our collection is this one. This is the Japanese Nakiri cleaver knife. And this one, is used primarily for cutting greens and vegetables more so, but it's a little bit wider, as you can see in comparison, and it has a flat top. The third knife here in the collection we call the versatile knife. It is very similar to the Santoku, but as you can see, it's a little bit thinner and it has a more defined top. So what makes these 3 knives more unique or different from the other standard knives? Well, they are all hand forged and sharpened, as well as they have this very special U shape, and that is only achieved by meticulous hand sharpening versus, some of the other knives have these kind of paralleled sides, and that's just from mechanical, machine sharpening, etc. So a big benefit of these knives is they contain 58 to 59 hardness points. And in terms of knives, the higher hardness points a knife has, the more durable and sharp it becomes. So as we can see, they're also very thin, and that comes from being a single layer of steel, which is obviously preferred. So another kind of unique thing about these knives is this lunar surface. Each lunar surface on every knife is different. That's something that's really kind of, I would say, cool about these knives. So even if we take these 2 and compare them, we can see that there are many differences, and while they're similar, they're not exactly alike. So every single Samura knife you get will be truly your own, as there's no other knife exactly like it. These knives are not only very aesthetically appealing, but they also have very high functionality and high practicality. The ease and convenience that they will bring into your kitchen, in my opinion, is great. So many chefs often say that a good knife will not only bring ease to the kitchen, but success into your life. And that is proven time and time again, I think, with these knives. They not only combine the modern new technologies of European knife development, but they also take the old Japanese traditions, and really they've created a new exciting development in Horeca. So you can get these knives individually, one by one, or if you want to get them in a set like this, they come beautifully wrapped in this Japanese knife roll. And now we can begin speaking about each knife individually and what they're best at doing. So the first knife that we're going to talk about here is the versatile knife. It really deserves its name because this is the most common knife that you would probably use in the kitchen. A very unique feature about it is this narrow tip to base kind of curve. I would even use the word slope, and you can see it on both sides of the knife. This knife is most ideal for cutting pretty much anything. Fruit, greens, vegetables, fish, meat, all of it. And I think that's why it's titled versatile and it is the most used knife in the kitchen. The next knife is the Santoku knife. And as you can see, it's quite similar to the versatile knife, and they actually have the same purpose. It's also great for cutting fish, veggies, fruits, meats, all of those things. But a main key difference is, of course, the width and this kind of straight edge here that it has coming from the tip down to the base. Our third and final knife is the Japanese Nakiri cleaver type knife. And this one is very different from the other two. It has this flat top while the others have the point. And this is, I would say, most ideal for cutting veggies, greens, broccoli, things like that. So their place on the Rockwell hardness scale is at a 58-59 HRC, which could only really be compared with the durability and strength of a samurai sword. So that's another thing that makes these knives different, I would say, than others. That, along with being completely hand-forged and hand-sharpened. The handles of all of these knives are made out of a material called micarta. And what makes this material unique is not only, of course, the aesthetics of it, it looks good, but it's extremely durable and very, very resistant to any sort of physical impact, if you drop it, which of course happens from time to time. Along with, it doesn't pick up any odors from the things that you're cutting. And it's, I would say, quite comfortable to hold in your hand, and it makes the cutting process more enjoyable. So a big thing to note with these knives is you cannot wash them in the dishwasher. I would say the best way to clean them is just soap and water with a sponge by hand, and then towel drying them almost immediately. So it's not preferred to keep these knives wet for long periods of time. It's better to dry them immediately after washing. Another thing that I would recommend as well is greasing them from time to time. I think that will help with their health and their sharpness. So a couple good oils would be camellia oil and carnation oil. Those are what they use in Japan to kind of upkeep their knives, and you can use it as well in your own home. So now I would like to talk about the practicality and versatility of the knives. So a big pro in a knife is the control you have over it. Of course, in the kitchen when we're cutting our vegetables, our meat, whatever else, we want that control over the knife, and that directly correlates with the balance of the knife. So in order to truly control the knife, you want the balance right there in the center, and as we can see, there's quite a bit of balance in the center, and I can easily balance it on my finger. So on top of that, I also just want to talk about, the comfort of the knives, holding them. They're not heavy, and they have this weightless, airy feel to them. When just cutting, you can do it almost, I would say, effortlessly. So with the three knives in this collection, they exhibit this truly artistic and unique look. I think that, obviously they're beautiful and aesthetic, but they're also very practical and very versatile. So not only in the kitchen are you, cutting your vegetables, cutting your meat, creating the meal that you want to make, but you're also doing it in a beautiful, I would say, elegant way. So that's something about these knives that I really enjoy, is the beauty and the aesthetic, but also the practicality and how effortless and easy they are in your kitchen. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Debbie, and you can find all of these knives at www.samuraknives.com. There's free shipping all over Europe, and worldwide shipping is also available. Thank you.